Hello and welcome to another episode of The Average EV. It is starting to heat up outside. People are starting to take their vacation, and that means EV road trips. Because of that, a lot of people have been putting out their recommendations on what to do for road tripping in EV. And I was going to do it, but they kind of beat me to it. So then I'm like, well, what could I do? So I decided to give my top 5 summer EV road trip charging tips that others aren't talking about. Let's get into it. Okay, everyone, I'm going to start the video off with some obvious tips that a lot of the other people are talking about right now on the internet. So first off, make sure you charge to 80% when you can, max. If you have to go to 100%, go for it, but realize that a lot of times charging from 80 to 100 can take just as long as it takes to charge from 10 to 80%. So if you're looking to save time, charge 80% max, or if you really want to go for it, just charge what you need to get to the next charger. But again, live your life, do what you feel comfortable with. I'm not trying to cause anybody stress. Next, just be near your car when your charging is about to complete. That way you can unplug, get out of the way, and get another car in there charging. Next, be courteous to other drivers. Sometimes EV road tripping can be stressful. Maybe your charger's not working. Maybe chargers aren't putting out as much speed as they need to. Maybe there's a queue. It's stressful. So just be nice to each other. Everybody's in the same boat. Be kind. People are doing the best they can with what they have. Assume the best. Be kind. Be aware. Other people want to charge just like you. So if you're in your car, look around every once in a while. Oh, there's a 20-car queue. I have more than enough charge to get to the next charger. Then leave. You know, just be aware of other people around you so that everyone can have a really good charging experience. I can't even tell you the number of times that I've seen people that are just oblivious to the fact that there are people needing to charge. One time I was at a Sheetz, someone came in and they plugged in, I think it was like 90%. They charged it really high state of charge, whatever, you know, their prerogative. And then they were just inside eating a meal at Sheetz. The car had been done charging for like 20 minutes. Like, come on, just be aware, unplug it, move your car so that other people can charge. Assume that other people need to charge, even if the station's completely empty. Use the proper charger for your vehicle. So again, Electrify America, some stations are 150 and 350. They're solving it now because they have the split charging and whatever. But if you know that your car can't take more than 150 kilowatts, use 150 kilowatts. However, I do want to bring to light, sometimes the station's full and then a Bolt owner comes and the next charger to free up is the 350. They're going to pull into the 350. So don't assume they did it because of ignorance. It may have just been the only one available and they want to charge just like you. So they're going to take the first available charger. Dispose of your trash. That's my next one. Just take it to the trash can. Just take it to the trash can. It's not that hard to do. No one wants to look at a trashy charging site. Take it to the trash can, or if you don't want to do that, get a trash can for your car and throw it in there, and then you can have your trash in your car and dump it out when you get to the next available trash can that is convenient for you. And lastly, put the charging handle securely back in the holster. I've come upon charging sites where the handle's on the ground, it damages them. It could have potentially taken it offline and then inconvenience a lot of people. Do your best, put it back in. Sometimes there is something wrong with the charger where it won't go in. Like, I've seen that too. But just do your best with what you have. All right, now for the not so obvious tips I have for everybody. First off, and this one's a little weird, but plan your trip with non-Electrify America stations when possible, especially during busy travel times. You know that people, for the most part, are going to go to Electrify America. So it's very likely that if you go to that site, that there's going to be people there, and a lot of people there. And if it only has 4 charging stalls and it's on a busy highway during a busy time, there's going to be a queue. So outsmart everybody else, especially if it's during a busy time, and plan to go to non-EA charging sites. So for example, and I've done this before, there'll be an EA and maybe some other charging site nearby. I'll track the EA to see if it's available. If it's available, I'll probably go there because, again, I do get the free charging, and typically they are a good charging speed, 150 or a 350 kilowatt charger that my car can take advantage of. So that'll be a good option. But if I'm tracking and I see it's full, then I can just go to the other charging site, plug in, get my charging started early. I don't have to queue. I don't have to get stressed or anything like that. So I do highly recommend planning to go to some non-Electrify America sites, especially when it's busy, so that you can get on your way faster and not have to deal with many queues. Next, if you're truly in a hurry, you've got to get somewhere fast, don't travel during the day. Travel at nighttime. I have road trips so many times at night and just been at completely empty chargers. Most people don't love traveling late at night, so if you travel at nighttime, you might be able to get there a lot faster. The one thing I'll say as a warning is a lot of these sites, there aren't bathrooms 24/7. If it's at like some kind of gas station, I was gonna say Royal Farms, but some kind of gas station, they'll usually have bathrooms. But if it's at a Walmart, most of them now close at 10, 11 o'clock at night. Some I've seen midnight, something like that. So just know that. And if you want to travel fast, travel at night. Next, offer stations just off the highway. If you have to drive 10 minutes to a station, well, then you have to drive 10 minutes back. You're going to use charge, you're going to use time. If you're in a hurry, and most people want to get somewhere as fast as they can, conveniently. So if you have to drive even further, that's going to take even longer. You might pay a little bit more to charge right off the highway, but you'll save time. And if you really want to get to your destination, like we're going to Orlando, we're going to Kennedy Space Center and Disney World, like we want to get there. So we're going to do the right thing, at least for us, and charge right off the highway. And we're going to try a couple new charge point operators because of it, which will be really awesome. Next, sometimes slower is faster, especially when there's a queue. So if there's a queue, I would say a 4 or more, I would look for another option, even if it's like a 62.5 kilowatt charge point unit, because you are going to most likely get the same amount of charge and the same amount of time, including the queue, than if you were to wait and then plug in. So you'll save yourself time. Example. So I once was at the Richmond charging site. I want to say like 2 or 3 of the units were down, something like that, and a lot of them were derated as well. And there was a 6-car queue. At this point in time, I don't remember if I had already charged, or if I had come to charge, or no, I was charging. I was actively charging. That's what it was. And there was a 6-car queue, and there was just people waiting. And there is I forget the name of the gas station, but there's a gas station nearby with the charge point units, and they could have been over there charging. So I actually went up to a Kona electric owner. I love the Kona. And I was like, hey, I used to have a Kona. Your car, while it can get a little bit more if it uses one of these chargers, if you could go now to that charge point and you could charge up and you could be gone before you'd probably even get to one of these charging handles. And they said, thank you very much for letting me know. And they just sat there. And they chose to not, they wasted their time. I don't understand why someone would want to do that, but maybe they really weren't in that big of a hurry. But sometimes, again, slower is faster. Skip the queue, go to the slightly slower, get on your way, and enjoy your vacay. I tried to rhyme there. And lastly, be aware of when you are using power sharing hardware. Sometimes people aren't aware that a unit will split in half and they'll be really confused. So just be aware, a lot of EV Go stuff will split. Now, a lot of the Electrify America units, especially if they're the new tall ones, it'll say balance and they'll split. Just be aware that is going to make your charging a little bit longer, but for the most part, it's not going to add that much time to your charge. So everyone, that is what I have for my top 5 summer EV road trip charging tips that other people aren't talking about. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me bring this content to other people and help them out just like I helped you. I really want to help get people into EVs, and you could help me do that. So again, thanks for watching. Please give a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on X, follow my sister channel, EV Charging Site Reviews, and I will catch you all next time.